Hi there, welcome to episode number 30. And this is the episode we've been trying to hit because we wanted to make sure that we get at least 30 episodes in so we could go back and try to see what our progress is from episode number 1 to this episode 30. Today we got my wife Dora. Dora is here. Sandra, of course, is our co-host. And Darwin, who's actually, we did a tally and he's number 9 episodes that he's been on, 9 episodes. Now, the one before Darwin is number 8 episodes in is Carlos. And he was the one who was most shy about this. He was the one who was most hesitant, but somehow he's came along and I guess he liked it.
The most apprehensive, yeah.
He tried it, he liked it.
And I'm actually going to have my wife here, going to interview us and take us along to give us some questions, which are thought out questions, which I like because, of course, I'm the one who thought about these questions. And then she's going to interview us, and you're going to see exactly how we feel behind the camera and how we feel during this podcast.
Sure, say so. Okay, so my first question is for Mr. James over here. Why did you start the podcast?
Well, the reason I started this podcast, so it's funny though, because I actually didn't like to any podcasts before. I didn't like listening to them, but it wasn't until my buddy Rocky got me to hear one of these podcasts that we were going, I think, to Harlingen or McAllen to go see one of our friends in an MMA fight. And he's actually now in the UFC. He's fought several matches in there. And actually Daniel Cormier actually likes him in the MMA world. And we were on our way to McAllen or Harlingen, I forget the place. And he had Joe Rogan on. And, I really wasn't too thrilled about it. The conversation was good. It passed the time because from San Antonio to Harlingen or McAllen, it's like about 4.5 to 5 hour drive. So we had to drive in there and we're still in Texas. So, so that was the way to pass the time. Of course, we had conversation, but, can only talk so much for that much time. And so that's what we listened to. And I liked it, but, still is like, it really didn't draw me into it too much. Then my buddy Victor got me into podcasting as well because he kind of put that seed in me too. Because he goes, have you heard this podcast before? And I go, no, I really haven't. Have you ever heard of this one? I go, nah, because he goes, these guys are really funny. But, again, I was still hesitant, but it was still in the back of my mind on there. Right?
So you have like little seeds there, just planted so you can...
But I was still hesitant, I was still hesitant about that. But then he goes, well, why don't we start a podcast too? And I'm like, well, yeah, why don't we start a podcast? Of course, let's do it.
I remember that.
So little by little, we started getting some microphones. I got this PodTrack 4 to get, so we could record everything in there. Are recording?
What's the PodTrack 4?
A PodTrack 4 is a device that you plug in your microphones to, and they record the podcast for us. So we have somewhere to record it. So that's what we had there.
That's how it began, huh?
Yes. And actually, he bought it. He actually bought the PodTrack 4 because I was kind of hesitant to see if he was really going to go be involved in it. And he was, and we started recording. I think we recorded like 10 episodes. And then we started branching out. And I think we got you into it and my wife. No, not my wife. And we started doing like some retail. We got to get in some friends in there.
This was the audio podcast.
The audio podcast.
That was the audio part, yeah.
So we had this real nice podcast. It was like, real nice. We had these experts in there. But we had USB microphones, and those weren't the best for this because we put them into a hub, and the audio was bad. It was like kind of like up whenever you were talking, so we couldn't even use that. So that's pretty much where I went away from the USB microphones, and I went into the XLR microphones. But at the same time, I wanted to make sure that Victor was still into this because eventually he started not showing up at times, and he would say he would be there, then he wouldn't be there. And I'm like, come on, man. Like, if you're going to be there, be there, because don't tell me you're going to be there, then you don't show up, So there's like, just tell me the truth on that.
Way to put him on Front Street.
And that's one thing about I can say about my husband. When it comes to work, it's like he is on it.
Well,
okay. Well, at least that's interesting. You started from the audio, right? From just listening to somebody that caught your eye about, you said, an ex-coworker, and then you just grew from there.
Yep, and I got hooked on it, and I think we started the podcast together. We made a different show, But then it kind of like died out. So we didn't really record as much anymore. I think we got it like maybe 5 or 6 episodes. But it wasn't until, so what I did try to do is try to get back into the podcasting before. This is still audio. And what I did is I talked to Roland, and he talked about it. He said, yeah, we could do it. But, from there, our schedules got in the way, so we kind of didn't do anything with it. But then I think you called me one time in a party, and you asked me about the podcast. And I'm like, yeah, you know what? Why don't we start a podcast in there? Let's do it, So that kind of turned the wheel on me in there. And I was pretty excited about that. But then we started doing from audio to video.
Yeah.
Because we're doing my buddy Victor, we were doing audio. But then I found out something from Google was getting more involved into the podcasting for video.
Oh, that's true. I remember you sharing that.
So I said, you know what? That'll be a good idea. Let's go ahead and do that. So I wanted to do a video podcast this time. But then by the time we started, filming or started getting together for a video podcast, but then everybody had a podcast, no matter if you were a singer, MMA fighter, a wrestler, everybody had a podcast. And I was like, come on, man.
Yeah, that is true, though.
Like, give the regular folk a chance for this podcast. Let us make some money, like.
Everybody has a podcast now.
Why do you guys have to get all the podcasts for? So then what happens is, of course, they have all the celebrities, right? So,
well, we have our own celebrities. Here we go.
They're a celebrity. They're a well-known figure. So they started getting celebrities on there. So, of course, their show gets popular. But what about us? Where are our guests? We're going to, of course, the guests is our regular folks that everybody pretty much would really want to listen to, Yes, we could hear about their album. We could hear about their movie and all that. Okay, but great. But that doesn't really help us. So I think with this podcast that we're doing about everyday life and struggles, I think this is going to help. It's going to help you viewers, going to help us by talking about it too. So that's pretty much where I went. I just wish that these celebrities would have left the podcasting for us. But, what do we know?
Eventually you'll have somebody here. You're going to have some of the Spurs here. You'll know. It won't be long. But okay.
Who are the Spurs?
Goodness.
Oh, we're not
Next
doing
question.
that.
I don't watch football. I don't know.
Oh, my gosh, yeah.
Next question.
It's good that you
It's
don't
going to
watch
have to be
football.
Sports 101 for you. Okay, so my next question is for Miss Sandra. How do you feel, or how did you feel about being in front of the cameras?
A little apprehensive. I don't remember that conversation that I called James about.
She's still on it. Like, when did I do it?
I don't.
Oh, no, you didn't call me. You just mentioned it.
I mentioned, okay. I was like, because I don't remember that. But
No, you didn't call me.
and the whole reason that I joined was my reasoning was.
Peer pressure.
What'd you say?
Peer pressure. I was pressuring you.
To spend time with my cousin and just get to know him better. And that was my main reason. The video, when he said, hey, let's do a video, I was like.
So did you feel nervous? Did you feel like...
Well, I did feel a little nervous because I know that there are things that need to happen so you don't look like an idiot on there that I was not versed in.
Like you're making a face expression or something?
Expression, making eye contact with the camera.
That's stuff you learn.
All the stuff that I had to learn throughout these up to 30 podcasts.
But that's something that you didn't even think you have to do because you think it's just you just stare at the camera, right?
Well, no, I don't know. I just stared at the camera. I'm not.
You didn't even stare at the camera.
I was looking up because when I think I look up or I look to the side, I was looking everywhere else except at James or at the camera. And so also with makeup, just looking whitewashed, just like bland. I'm like, oh God, I'm going to have to start putting on like this.
Some color
or some of that like stage makeup. I had no idea. I felt so like.
You look like a thumb?
I looked like a thumb until I was
I never noticed, but wow.
But I did. I noticed that. I noticed, I reviewed all of the 29 podcasts and just seen the progression of us from podcast 1 to now. Yeah. We've only gotten better.
Yeah, because before she didn't have a makeup artist. Now she has a makeup artist.
I have a makeup artist myself.
Yeah. That's not in the budget.
During the break, she's like powder, and we're like, okay, here we go.
I always tell them if an eyelash falls off, tell me because I'm not well versed on any of these things. Like to put eyelashes on, that's been a struggle on a daily. Like sometimes I'm late here because I'm like either putting on eyelashes. I'm like, James, I need 10 more minutes.
She's like, hold on, I'm not. Yeah, I'm blinking.
And plus, I get home from work, so I only have like 45 minutes to get ready, to get camera ready. So,
you're doing a great job.
Thank you.
How about you, Darwin? How did you feel when you were approached about being on camera?
Well, being on camera was definitely different. I like podcasts. I'm definitely kind of a sports podcast nerd, so I was like, cool. Like,
what
let's
kind of
do
podcast do you like? The audio, the video, or it doesn't matter?
I dabble in both.
Okay.
Usually at work, it's kind of just primarily just like sports or comedy and podcasts and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit of politics, not too much of that. But I guess on my free time, sometimes I like to watch the visual just to kind of see. So in terms of production and stuff like that, I was definitely like super excited. I just but being in front of camera is definitely different. For me, I learned my posture is terrible because sometimes I feel like I'm just sinking in, and you don't realize
You're
that.
Self-conscious now.
Yeah, you don't realize that. Like, just you have to sit. Even you think you're sitting up straight, but you have to sit with a certain level of posture.
Yeah,
and just talking like in the microphone, just like small things like that.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you don't realize how uncomfortable it is because you're thinking it's going to be comfortable, and then you're kind of subconscious. Do I look like this? Do I stand like this?
Yeah, you're just.
Yeah. You.
So that was good.
You reviewing yourself throughout the past podcast, like you said, Darwin. You do realize, oh, I make that face, or oh, why do my nostrils flare so much? Like, oh my god!
So
like,
for you, it's more like excitement, I guess.
It's
a little bit of nervousness. It sounds
it's
like
definitely some nerves, but it's also excitement.
Yeah,
excitement.
and for you, I think it was a little bit of nervous, but at the same time, it was more about spending time.
yes,
Right.
yes.
Okay. So what about yourself? Were you a little nervous about it because now you're going from audio to video?
I wasn't too nervous, but I was already on YouTube with my other channel,
That's
JD
true.
Wire. Now, when I first started JD Wire, I was nervous. I made sure I had a nice shirt. I practiced my lines. I practiced them over and over. My script, word for word, which was a disaster. Don't do that.
Did you have a cue card boy named James?
No, it took me 3.5 hours to record a video. A lot of cussing in there. In that,
Had to beep it out so many times. Beep.
but at the end, it was like shorter than 15 minutes.
Wow.
You learn.
'Cause
You learn.
I didn't use teleprompter. That helps. I like
He's moving on up. He's learning.
so much. I didn't use one. I studied the lines and oh my God.
So, the podcast, do you guys feel it helps you in any way, and if so, how? How about you, Sandra? I'll ask you
Good
first.
question. I think if anything, accountability in all aspects. Accountability as far as just being aware of what you're saying and
Okay.
owning your words that you do say, and just. I'm not trying to be an example to anyone out there. I'm just a regular person giving my opinion and stating my experiences. So
You're being transparent.
yes, just accountability as far as for myself, and making sure whatever words I'm saying is my truth, and also being cognizant of what I'm saying. I don't expect anyone to, you don't have to believe what I say. You don't have to care about what I say. This is strictly an opinionated podcast, and that's all it
listen.
is.
Yeah, just
and that's
listen.
all that I have to keep telling myself because, and this is also semi-entertainment. This is, again, my reasons for doing this was to hang out with my cousin and be closer to him, and so everything else is just gravy.
Yeah. How about you, Darwin? How do you feel this podcast has helped you, or does it help you?
I think it does help me because in terms of just public speaking and kind of just putting myself out there, I always said I wanted to do a podcast, and then it kind of, God kind of just says like, all right, if you want to do it,
You're like, there it is.
Here it is, and I'm like, oh, geez. But I do think that it helps me in terms of just quality time, family time. I get to see you guys. I know we got a lot of busy schedules, but like the accountability aspect, just is like, okay, I know I got to be here at a certain time, ready to rock and roll. I do appreciate that.
That's good. Do y'all feel like there's certain subjects that you have talked about that has really helped y'all?
Yes. I will say, as much as I don't want to, that what is it called? Pre-alarm.
Oh my God, I was going to say the alarm one
Oh
too.
my goodness. I hate it, but it works. Like, I hate it, but it
okay.
works. Especially on the days I try to go work out. I have to do the pre-alarm. If
Actually,
I don't do
you
the
know-
pre-alarm, it doesn't work.
It helped me. I don't know if I was part. I was listening to it. I think I was listening to that one. But when Sandra said about the last alarm being the loudest, the Aussie
yes.
one.
Yes, the
Well,
crazy
I got
train.
a new phone 2 weeks ago. So now my last alarm, I didn't put Aussie, but I put like church bells, but like the loud ones,
Loud
like
ones.
12 o'clock church bells.
James is like, what's going
So
on?
he hears it and he's like, "What?" The first time, right? It was for church on Sunday, and then he goes, "What is that?" I said, "Oh, that's my alarm. That's my like get up,
Get
go
up.
now."
Yes, if you tell yourself what alarm is to what, that is, yes, and
So
I have
did
also,
learn something.
I have been doing more pre-planning, looking at the freaking camera.
So it does help you, yeah.
Yeah,
so
it does
somehow-
help. Yeah, just listening to everyone and you know, as much as you know, we don't want to give each other credit for something
for
that
something.
forcing us to do. No, just kidding.
Well, I'm still curious about what Darwin's going to say about these pre-alarms. Did you do anything? Did you set any of these up? Or?
I added a pre-alarm, especially on the days I'm trying to get myself to the gym. I know that if I just if I just do a regular alarm, just one alarm to get up, I might snooze it, and I was like, okay, well now I don't have enough time to go to the gym, or I don't have enough time to actually do a workout, so I'll just like walk on the treadmill, do something half-ass.
Okay.
But if I do the pre-alarm, and it's like 3:10, and then I got another one that I'm really trying to get up at like 3:20,
Three.
I'm like, all right.
You're like, there you go.
All right. And I don't know, it's just different alarms, but I know that once I hear the second alarm, it's like, I have to get up. Like, I have to get up now. And it's
That's
something about the
cool.
second one is just like,
Yeah.
doing it like that is like, okay. Like, I know for some reason, I know I just can't snooze that one.
So now you know. Now you feel like you're accountable for it, right?
So what a pre-alarm is, if you set your alarm at 5, right? So you snooze it. You set it like at 5:05, 5:10, 5:15, right? So those are your snooze. However, but with the pre-alarm is you set it before your 5 o'clock. So your first snooze will come at 4:45. Then your second one will come at 4:50. Then the third will be 4:55. So those are your 3 pre-alarms. So it's kind of like you're tricking your brain on this. So you set them before the actual time to wake up.
Yeah.
So we're just tricking our brain. We're snoozing the earlier alarm to wake up on time,
On
where we
time.
want. You got to kind of
that was
brainwash
something
yourself.
new, but it makes
I mean,
sense.
yes.
So these podcasts are helping you guys.
And how about yourself? How do you feel?
Well, for me was really just started this just to get, the stuff off my mind, like work, marriage, all this stuff, kind of get all that stuff that gets you in there. And my mind is always going. I mean, that's why I started for it, to get that off my mind so I could talk about the problems I have and all that, especially with the Men's Unfiltered. You ought to make sure you watch all those episodes in there.
Ooh,
No
just
judgment, just real authentic conversations, So
Of the
it's a plug in for
perfectionist
that
of
one.
women,
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyways,
All right. Okay.
and that's why we don't have women in that. We got to keep it real.
We have to give them their time.
Because it helps. Because my other channel, I was pretty much stressed out and had no time for anything. So what I did is I started this podcast to help me with that. Sure, to myself, but
Yeah, I was just going to say you added something else.
So then that goes to the next question. Since you started that, I'm thinking is like, so what do you like about the podcast? Which is, from what I hear, is giving you
Distraction.
some time-
yeah, it's
distraction.
to me, it's actually fun. It's stressful, but it's it's the good stress, I guess you could call it there. You put I put a lot of work into this, to the setup, to the takedown, to everything. All this other stuff that you see around here, it's a lot of thought process that I put in there. Take
to
down,
producing it.
yeah, and I research some items in there, and I look at YouTube on all these other videos to how to set up these things, and all that's a headache.
Engagement.
And what else that helps me is I go through events, to get me out of my comfort zone. My comfort zone is I'll go to some events to network, to meet people, to try to get people onto these podcasts and my other podcast, and see if I could do that, and which it kind of helps me by talking to other people.
The good stress, though.
Yes, good stress.
Is there anything really called good stress though? Stress.
Yes, there is.
That's a good
Yeah.
stress.
What is a good
Because
stress?
Marriage,
you just said
working
it's
out.
stressful, but then you have fun at the podcast.
You could
so
be
that's,
Oh, God. Oh, man.
that's a good
Oh,
stress.
oh, man.
Hit him in the back
Oh,
of the head.
Let me massage you.
Wow. All right.
How about you, Darwin? What do you like about the podcast?
I like, I think for me, I like the podcast because it makes me look at other podcasts in a more objective sense. Just because I know I'm going to be on here. So sometimes I may talk to James about just like things I've seen. And now I'm actually starting to look at a couple like fun topics that I hear and kind of
Oh, nice.
pitch to them. So it's now
Please bring them. We need
It's a little
topics.
accountability now.
it's definitely accountability now. It's like, okay, I'm like, I feel like for me, it's like every week I want to at least have 2 topics to like
Awesome.
fun topics
So
to
more
kind of
engaging. You're
Yeah.
engaging
Yeah.
more.
So yeah, for me, it's just allows me to
You're
be
doing
more
some research and you're doing some
bugs are coming over
accountability. And
for sure.
Nice. Because you're bringing some information now to the podcast.
Yes, because even yesterday, Ernest with the men's podcast, again, make sure you watch that. And he has some suggestions and topics that we probably should talk about. And I'm like, yes, do it, because sometimes the topics that we discuss, we get pretty much dried out of them already. real
It's
quick.
also you got different people, different ages, different work groups, so it's going to be different types of background and stories.
And really, when I get to talk about my stress, kind of helps.
Back
have
to
to come up with
Sandra, speaking of women now,
Yes.
what do you like about the podcast?
I like male bashing. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh my goodness.
I'm just kidding.
That's a stress reliever for you?
Yeah, stress is the word.
Oh.
No. I actually love spending time with everyone here and the guests and my cousin, and it's been a good distraction in your normal routine. It breaks it out, breaks the week out, which has been good. But yeah, I mean those are the things that I like. It's the distraction. It is a stress that to me a good stress to do other. I guess be
busy?
Yeah, be busy. Yes.
Yeah.
Be busy and involved in something
Maybe
else.
sometimes you have like a busy day or a hard day, but then you at the end of the day you come to the podcast
Yes,
and you have a
can
good laugh.
fun. Yes.
You have a good laugh, or maybe you just share
Yes.
what it was and it's already out of your system
Right.
too.
And
as
it's
well.
a consistent. We're meeting weekly, and so it is a consistent thing that I look forward to being around my family and friends. So
Nice.
I enjoy that.
One of the things I like is that me and Sandra don't agree on a lot of things.
Nope.
So that's one of the good things about this.
Well, y'all hide it well.
Because it'd be boring if we both like this or that.
No. Yeah.
Okay. So, I mean, that's the good thing
Well,
we
I
have
always hear
about
y'all
that.
joking, so I thought y'all were joking. But
Well, I
Well, we
mean,
do, but-
Yeah, we have a similar sense of humor, but yeah,
y'all have a
there's-
very sarcastic sense of humor.
Well, that comes from our
animal
family,
side.
yeah.
But it's good because the audience see that. The audience would be like, okay, I agree with him, not too much of her, because that's pretty much the way it always is.
It's a good balance then.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. You didn't see that.
I
See,
knew
that
you
went
were
over.
saying
That went over her head.
Yes.
That went
I
right
just
over the
did what I
head.
said. Oh, I said because they only agree with me, not you.
Ignore kind of ignorant
Yeah.
Oh my
phrases. So
God.
It
I
wasn't
just-
important, so that's
I let
why.
you
And
have
this is
that.
the sarcasm, guys.
There
As you
you go.
see.
It wasn't
Look,
important, so
we
that's
gotta
why.
let men be men. I mean,
Yeah.
or else their egos
Because
go.
we're alpha
"Mm."
males, so yes.
Oh my
Okay.
goodness.
Yeah,
Okay.
you know.
So now, since you're finishing that question, what don't you like it?
The editing. The editing has gotten a lot better, but we had to pour a lot of money into it, but it's getting better.
It's time consuming.
Yes. Because we poured money in the microphones, the caster, just to get the audio right. And it was hot. It's hot in here because we don't put the air condition on. So, but we do have some, with these new microphones, we're able to put some fans on, especially this ceiling fan, which is not on right now. It doesn't
That
go
is
into
true
the
because
microphones.
before, oh my goodness.
Yeah, we could no sounds other than us
That
talking.
is true.
But we're able to do that so we can keep a little cool temperature now.
You're moving on up then. Now you can have a
Yes.
fan on.
Yeah. What I like about it also is that I don't have to, again, take 2 to 5 hours to set up in here because we expanded the area in here, some equipment,
Make
and
some room.
it works out because my wife gave me some more room that she took. Thanks
Again.
for giving me my space back and the stress.
Oh my,
Oh my
God.
gosh.
That's why the bugs are going to your face. I see the bugs.
I know I got those bugs coming over here.
to give again. Okay. But anyway, Oh, how about you, Darwin? What don't you like? Is there anything that you don't like?
I mean,
He's like, I had to leave. No, I'm just kidding.
I have to leave.
no, I guess for me, not really. Fortunately, well, not fortunately, but I don't have a lot of the stressors of the podcast other than just trying to, right place, right time, right attitude. That's all I've been blessed to have to do that. So it's very hard for me to say, there's stuff I don't like. I get to come here. I get to see you guys.
This is your time.
This is just just healthy quality time for me. So I don't really have anything.
Yeah, the one thing I know you don't like yet is that you still don't have your Little Caesar sponsor yet.
Whoa.
He's
Time out.
waiting.
He is absolutely correct. What's going on, guys?
Little Caesar.
He's gonna be wearing the
What's going on,
T-shirt
guys?
one day. Watch.
I
He's
know.
gonna
Guys,
be like,
don't worry.
Plug Little
pointing.
Caesars in all the time.
Yes,
So like,
that is the
He's
one
like, I'm waiting
gripe
for
I
that.
have.
And how about
Gonna-
you, Sandra? Is there something you don't like about the podcast or something?
Well, my dislike for it is getting better. My dislike is that I don't understand this world of podcasts, or I don't understand how to promote. I don't understand. So I've been learning throughout this
okay.
process, and James has been teaching me and helping me understand.
which is new for me too.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but I'm
We're
not.
both
I don't,
learning
I don't
together.
have the same enthusiasm as he does, So I am still learning, and I'm trying to. I'm not tech. I don't have a tech mind. So it's hard for me to wrap my brain around certain things that he says, and likes and followers and
You're like-
engagement, and I'm like,
You're like, what did you just say?
yeah. So I'm just like, one thing just uploading shorts, things like that. I've recorded
And you start
this
grabbing your
process.
shorts.
No, but shorts, the little YouTube short. I mean, not the Instagram shorts. Just understanding just all the nuances that go on to this thing, and to try as much as I can to help where I can. But
Okay.
it's getting better as long as I keep learning.
Yeah.
Can I point out some stuff?
No,
Yes. All right.
You're like,
I
no.
think when you talk, especially you two, Doran, is don't look at the cameras. Look at the individual you're talking to.
was chinga. First you say look at the camera. Now I have to look at the individual.
Are we recording right now?
That was like episode 2.
Well, you got to tell me. You said look at the camera. I've been looking at the camera. Now you can tell me
Just
to look
split it. I feel like what I've
Yeah.
seen is like you split it. Like
Okay.
sometimes I try to do a little bit of that
okay.
and go.
I would suggest when your eyes get heavy, is when we start talking, they get heavy. Especially
When you
the camera.
stare, I think it's when
Yeah.
you
It
stare.
gets- when you talk, you kind of go like that too. That too.
I frown.
I think when you feel like that, just turn.
Turn.
Turn to the person you're talking to,
Oh,
and don't look up.
I'm talking to you.
She's gonna get up.
No, don't turn around.
She's like, Sandra, sit down.
You told me to turn.
You
Turn.
told me to damn turn.
They're gonna switch sides.
And one time you told me like, Ma, I look like I'm high. I can't. They're just heavy, and I'm trying to fight it.
It's
Fix
probably
it.
when you're looking straight at the light, so you do have to turn.
Well,
your,
yeah, because
your
these
head.
bright ass lights, you're just like,
It's good.
I mean,
lighting
yes,
is
but
everything. But
I
now that you said
understand.
that, I was like, wow, I probably look. I forgot. I do
I
look
want this
sleepy
for
as
the
hell
morning.
sometimes on this
well,
podcast.
because the light is very bright. So I'm just like,
Maybe I should put my makeup over here in the mornings.
Oh, you should? Yeah.
I'll be like.
I mean,
So now that you guys are famous, because you come out on video, my question is, how does it feel when somebody says, "Hey, I watched your podcast," or so and so said they saw you, they saw the podcast, or I subscribed to your podcast? So how do you feel now?
well, I mean,
From being nervous at the beginning, so now does it feel better?
I would say family famous or friend famous, because I've had at least 3 people say, "Hey, I heard what you said." I'm like, "About who? So, what are you talking about? Like, what are you talking about? Like, who?" And they're like, "Oh, no, on the podcast." I'm like, "Oh, okay." Or, or one of the family members is like, "Hey, I heard the podcast." I'm like, "Okay, cool." I don't engage because I don't want to, know.
it's kind of awkward too, right?
Yeah, it's kind of, I'm like, okay. Like, I mean, I have nothing to be embarrassed about. I'm
Right,
being
right.
myself and being as authentic as
Yeah.
I can be. But it's just weird when people, and I say people, it's been 3 or 4 people that have said, "Hey, I heard a podcast," or comment about it. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
cool, yay.
But also, I feel like if they're saying that, that means that they can spread the word and get more
Yeah.
people to subscribe. How about you, Darwin? Has anybody approached you? Like, I heard, I saw.
I'm pretty sure someone told me that they seen the TikTok.
Oh,
one
okay,
of the
cool.
TikToks, or is it TikTok or YouTube? Sure, I can't remember. But I know they didn't watch the podcast, but they seen the shorts.
Yeah.
So I thought that was pretty cool.
Another question right after that. I just thought about it. You have family out of town.
I do.
Have they seen you?
My friend Francis, he's seen some of the shorts.
Okay.
Has he? What
Yeah.
has he said?
Huh?
He's like, what are you doing over
Let's
there?
see. So,
what are you doing?
I mean, he's happy for me, but also we're both guys, so he's gonna poke fun at
Yeah.
me. Being on screen.
Yeah.
But
hey, you shout out to him.
Yeah, so shout out to him.
Oh yeah, you've given a shout out to Francis on the podcast.
Yes. But he's watched some of the shorts, and
Yeah.
Nice.
he's just genuinely happy for me.
What state is he in? Just to let people
The
know.
very, very big state of Connecticut.
There you go. You see? So now you got
Francis, invest in the full podcast.
Yes. Share with your friends. And how about you, James? How do you feel when somebody
Well-
says, "Hey, I heard you," or "I heard you have a podcast"?
Yeah, I thought it was pretty cool when President Trump, called me. And
okay.
told me he
Very
wanted to be
well.
on the podcast, and I'm like, I don't think it's,
You're like, not yet.
it's not our best fit right now.
For your safety, you
I
need
mean, we
more
have-
bodyguards and
We have
stuff.
several celebrities lined up
Okay.
for us first, so let's get them in there. And
Yeah,
then we'll get them in.
Definitely,
In our
definitely.
But yeah, I do have people coming up to me and tell me, well, of course, like friends and family, famous, just more of a. I seen your podcast. I subscribe to you, and then you see the subscribers moving up, and you're like, oh, I know that one, or
That's a lot of work. It is just to get to a certain number. So you guys I know y'all are busting your behinds because
So what
y'all
is
are
our
trying.
subscriber number now?
right now we're at 1390, 1,396, 97. We actually went up to 1406, went down to 1396, went up to 1401. It's bouncing
Yeah.
back and forth right now, but in 1 month we gained over 1,000 subscribers. I think 1,100 subscribers in 1 month, so which was pretty awesome.
Yes.
That is awesome. And also, like, if you're listening right now as well, you can in the comments have a suggestion of what you want to hear, what you want to learn
Yes.
about. Share
Absolutely.
that and say, you know what, I like that subject. Can you emphasize more of it? Or you haven't talked about this, and let them know.
Yes.
They can do their little research and they'll.
Yeah, and if
They'll
you
get
don't want to
back.
put a comment, we have an email in there. You can email us directly if you don't want to put your name out there. You can be anonymous
Yeah.
and use that email. And believe me, we'll use that topic for sure.
And as far as for me, I know sometimes I'm a part-timer that comes in here, but I feel proud. I do, when they say, "Hey, I saw your cousin, I saw your husband, I saw, your family member," that feels cool to know that people. I've got a compliment. Somebody said, "I like listening to them. They make me laugh." So to me, that's
Nice.
pretty nice. If
Yes, that is nice.
they look forward to listening to you guys, because you make them laugh. So.
Yes.
So how did you feel behind the camera when you started?
Oh, that's right. You.
Myself, at first, yeah, I was a little nervous because I was self-conscious because once you sit down and you're doing like check and the mic and this, and you start feeling like, oh, okay, it's too close or it's too far. You don't realize that those little things do matter. But then after a while, you guys make it a little bit easier too. It's the chemistry, and I think everybody in here has a good chemistry.
Yes.
I never took chemistry, so I don't know how that goes.
That's why you don't
I
have it.
passed class. I passed chemistry.
You passed gas?
Oh my gosh.
Is
Oh,
that what you said?
I passed the
Negative.
Oh, you passed the class.
Oh my goodness.
Negative.
That's a different class.
All right. So how do you feel talking behind the camera? Like, does it help you in any other way too?
It does. It does. It helps me in different ways because you also want to feel like you are helping improve yourself as a person. There's different things that you want to improve yourself in subjects that you hear. And sometimes you don't understand how they see you in a different way. And to me, it helps a person grow in that way. Accountability. It's the main thing.
One of the things that I noticed when recording podcasts is like you see yourself. And one of the things I saw was my weight. When we sat down in these chairs, we had office chairs at one time. Those were not pleasing for you. The camera angles and all that. I didn't know the camera angles would, the way to do them.
Yeah.
So it didn't look well. So I bought these desks that we put on the front of us to try to block some of that, that area. And of course, the best way to do it is
That's
just
what
basically lose the weight, which I did. I lost about 10, 15 pounds more because of those podcasts. And I'm like, no, this doesn't look right. And I forced myself to exercise or walk a little bit more because I don't want to go back to that state, which I still got more to lose.
Yeah.
But that's the whole reason I got those desks in the
It
beginning.
made you accountable when you saw something.
Yeah, because me and Roland sat down. We're like, man, this is not good.
I personally like the desk because I put my notebook up there and my pen and my drink, and I lay everything out, and I personally liked it. But I mean, so now I have my trusty pillow and still my notebook and my.
So now you're gonna get a lap desk.
Lap desk. I'm gonna have to invest in a lap desk.
Yeah.
Yes, I think that will work out for you. Mm-hmm. It just because one of the things is thumbnails. Like you got to take pictures, and we always forget to take pictures before.
Right.
So I got to utilize whatever we have on the screen, and unfortunately, you always have a notepad or you have the pillow there, so it's hard to get you in the right frame. Yeah. And I think one of the thumbnails, the best picture I could get with you was like this.
Like this one.
Oh my gosh.
That's the only thing I could get.
And I thought that was the funniest one. That's funny.
And I'm like, I can't get a flattering picture. Like
it was hilarious.
So what do y'all think about the thumbnails, though?
Interesting.
I think they're cute. They're funny.
Yes. So at the beginning, since I know that you probably put in an AI or ChatGPT and asked for a thumbnail for our podcast. And the first one, if you go back and look at the thumbnail, it looks like something out of Stranger Things.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
I thought that was so cool, though.
I was like, okay, what kind of? I'm like, I love that, and it just made me laugh because I'm like, what is this, Stranger Things?
Yes, that's what I thought too.
And so the second one kind of was like Stranger Things, maybe later seasons.
Yeah.
And then there was another one that, because it only up to like, I forget, 6 or 7 that you did generic thumbnails.
Yes.
And so those are the ones that made me laugh the most, because I think one of them was family traditions, and the generic thumbnail you put was a picnic table with a bunch of people, and it looked like straight out, like, I don't know if anybody knows, but hee-haw, like a hoedown. It just looked like a country hoedown, and it reminded me of hee-haw.
Yes.
And so that one just made me laugh as well.
Yeah.
Actually, that one made me think of Children of the Corn. It looked creepy to me. But I mean, I was paying AI to do stuff, so I'm like, I'm just going to use it,
Yeah.
Yeah. And then there was another one with the 80s, of course. That one was cute because it had the 80s and had all the little icons of the 80s.
I remember that one.
So I did like that one. And then the next one was the 80s part 2, and that's when I appeared on the thumbnail with the 80s theme.
Yes.
And I think from that point forward is when you started using our images in the thumbnails. It started having us do pre-pictures with all these different poses, which is hilarious because you see those silly poses on the thumbnails of like, some of them looks like you're doing the Thriller dance, you know?
Because we did a zombie one.
The zombie one, the zombie one.
That one was cool.
Yes.
Yeah, that looked like I was somewhere else.
And
too
there's some that look really like not that say we're not semi-professional, but like really good. Like all of me.
The one we did with the Generation X with Carlos on there.
Yes, that
was the first one. I looked, man, that looked good.
Yes, he was in the middle and we're on the sides. That was really good. Yes, that one was really, really good.
I put myself on that one there.
Yes, because my notes I put legit. That's what I put. Yeah,
nice.
The one with the lies, leftovers, the dating drama, that one looked pretty cool, and it was the women on there. We looked, me, you, and Liz. That one was really good. Some of them have been really catchy as well. But I like our pictures or our guest pictures being on the thumbnails.
Attention.
Yeah,
it does.
And the silly poses, they do work. Because at first I was like, what the hell are you trying to do with these poses? Like, you're trying to make fun of us. But no, it does, because the way you incorporate the picture and the thumbnail, it works.
Like I said, I've had people when they say, they go, I like to hear them. They make me laugh, or they make, I'm like, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But for the thumbnails, I mean, that's because we also make little clips of these, like 6-minute clips, 2-minute clips. So I got to use more of those pictures on the thumbnails and to get them on there. I mean, there's some thumbnails, some pictures that was the best I could do, you know?
Like, and they're funny, yeah.
And I'm like, oh, well. And I have them upside down or whatever.
Oh, yeah, that's yes, I have a note. The finding your drive, motivation, burnout, and comebacks, we're upside down. I'm like...
Oh, wow.
Yeah, like I try to think of something to put
I'm like, that's funny. That's
what
cool.
do you think, Darwin, about them? Anyone that you can remember that
I
stood
think
out?
the zombie one is the one that
That
just
went in your
came to
face.
mind instantly. I was like, that is just.
It was crazy.
It was. It seemed for me like she was saying, very polished. It seemed polished, and I feel like as it's been going on, they've been just more funny but witty, because I feel like, again, those thumbnails, those drive engagements. Like, I honestly, like, the quirkier, the funnier they are, is the more people want to click on them.
Sometimes you think it's going to be too quirky, but it does work out.
I mean, even those, like, if we don't do the pictures before, those are hard to do, because you got to watch the video and you got to catch everybody at their good moment. Because sometimes you try to catch them, they're like this, you know, a bunch of faces. And you're trying to get them to the right point, you know.
Like, it's just crazy. But I think the thumbnails that I really did enjoy are the ones where we're laughing, or we're just have a smile on our face. Like, we're just those, like you said, engaging. You want to click on, why are we laughing? Why are we being like, what is all that about? And I think those are good as well.
Yeah, like, what's so funny?
Yeah, for sure.
And I think one of the religious one, I think we had you laughing. You're like, why do you have me laughing? I'm like, I don't know. It's the best effects I could find. You know, like I couldn't find
it.
it.
For the Lord, I don't know.
Because I was trying to get everybody, but like I could see them laughing, but then I can't get it right.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah.
So and then I got to remove everything from the background, and sometimes that's hard because I could, like, if I move, I think one time was yours. And you had the microphone there, so I kind of like took the microphone out and then distorted your face to the side. I'm like, or if I. From here, my shoulder is like this long. I'm like, okay, I got to leave stuff in there.
Yeah.
So that's why some of the pictures, the microphones are in there.
Okay.
So,
that makes sense.
Well, and you know, this is our 30th, and so it's been again a learning journey for all of us, especially me and James, of the producing a video podcast, and just like being comfortable in our own skin and where to look and the etiquette of, are you drinking on camera? Are you fixing? There was one episode where you and Roland are sitting next to each other and I'm talking, but the camera's on y'all and y'all both start fixing your microphones, and I'm just like, I'm looking at it like, these guys are fixing their microphones. And then there's one where you're holding your beer, like you're not leaving me, like you got a grip on it and you're like just drinking out, just like, oh my God, that's funny. But and then again, my visual nostrils are flaring. I noticed that. I don't know if I'm not breathing correctly while I'm talking, but now I have like an image of always my nostrils are flaring, but it happens throughout.
I never noticed that.
Oh my God.
Now I'm going to be looking.
You know why I noticed? Because of Nora, my daughter, because she goes, I will tell her, I'm like, hey, don't be, she goes, you're pointing 2 fingers at me. I'm like, I'll do 3, 4 fingers. And she goes, your nostrils are flaring, Mom. And so now I am cognizant of that. And so, but yeah, so nostrils are flaring. Then me looking up at the beginning of everywhere except the camera or you, that was pretty funny.
Yes, so on the next episode, we're going to be showing bloopers. So, and all the outtakes. So you make sure you
there you go.
Subscribe, you like, and then because you're going to get to the next one.
Yes.
There.
I can't wait for that.
Yes, and after the podcast is over, those outtakes, too,
oh my gosh,
are really funny. Yeah.
And one of the things one of our goals was to have a 30th episode, and that was to see like our progress from there. Because if you start with number 1, make sure you do go back and watch them all. You can see the progress that we made.
Oh, definitely,
and different sceneries, different backgrounds,
camera angles,
everything you'll see is all different.
Yes.
Now, do we still mess up? Yes, we do. We mess up all the time. You don't know this, but the first 30 minutes, I don't have me in the camera. Somehow the camera died after 2 minutes. I'm like, and I didn't notice it. So
you're like, where did he go?
And like, there's always mistakes that we do and things. That's how we keep learning, and we're learning by all those mistakes.
Right.
You know, but. And 30th was our little goal to do. So our next one is the 31. We're going to get a little bit more behind the scenes, too, about that, so people can learn about podcasting and what it really goes on. And next one will be number 50, because your first podcast, your first videos, nobody really watches. Mm-hmm. So this is all you're learning. So if you're starting out, just make them. You'll learn from them. Don't worry if they're watching them or not. You're just learning for yourselves.
No, more good stuff will be coming.
Yes, because from A to Z, I mean, from number 1 to 30, like everything is brand new. Like we learned everything from there, and that's what those first 30 episodes are. So our next one will be 50, and we're going to be learning more
Right.
to get to 50.
There you go.
What else do y'all have for any more questions or anything that you have?
I guess for me, like I said, I mean, just to kind of piggyback off of it, I think from what I've seen from podcast 1 to now, again, I say that this is now JD Productions because from where it started to now, just couches, better equipment, better room, better backdrop, better lighting. You know what I'm saying? I'm a lot lighter now than I was for the first podcast.
Sandra was complaining.
What?
He said it was too bright.
Oh, yeah. Well, I had to get used to it. I didn't realize all these
It
lights
is
go
bright,
into
though. It is bright, though.
Yes.
But all those things do matter, and I think that again, it's a lot of
The
growth,
quality,
a
right?
lot of growth.
Yes.
And I'm definitely looking forward to episode 50.
Yes.
I forgot just another thing. Another thing I do like about podcasting is that in some ways you find your community, and I feel like with this podcast, we're gonna find the right subscribers, the right people that want to
Definitely,
listen
yeah.
to us and want to engage with us.
Yes.
I'm a very big podcast listener, again, in sports and things like that. But even with all the sports and all the comedy podcasts, I find my niche of comedy, sports, politics, whatever.
Yeah.
And I feel like we're going to find, our people, our tribe, our community.
And I think that's what it is. You guys have a good balance because it's the chemistry. You guys are very transparent. It's about life, work, family, the real things that happen in life, not just sports or not just entertainment. So looking forward to hearing more of the life stories, the real stories.
Now, one of the things is we had a podcast with, we went overboard. I think we had 6 people on there.
Oh, my God. That was hilarious.
That was a party.
That was not good. It was too many. We didn't have enough room. It was too many things to check in the beginning, too many microphones, I mean, it was, I'm glad we did it because it helped me know, like, what other things can I do?
Yes.
If we need to do this, can we make it happen? And we can, And we had multiple microphones, how to be creative on stands.
That's cool, though. That's big.
To do that, and we were able to do it. And, was it something we would do? Only if we could get a bigger space, Not that we want to get a bigger space, but we'll have to put more couches or something in here to make it more feasible for that. But again, those are things that we learned. And one of the things is I want to do is kind of like Roland got this little, in my mind, little thing about a portable podcast to go remotely, to go do a remote podcast. Because we were going to do it with one of our persons, Alex. We were supposed to go to his house because he has a lot of demons, and we were going to go to his house and try to find these demons, and not find them, but see if we see them, and being part of that to see exactly what he sees and all that. So I wanted to do it, but it didn't work out.
That's Jesus telling you don't belong there.
Yeah, it didn't happen. So
Yeah.
But when Roland put that in my mind, I was like, yeah, we could do it. And I'm like, oh, we can do it.
Yeah.
It'll take a while. I would need help, but yeah, it would. We can do it.
Oh, and I would like to say a big thank you to James for dedicating financially and his time to make this what it is today. So I know you put a lot of hard work and a lot of time away from your family and things that you might want to do, whether it could be good, bad, or indifferent. But thank you for helping make it what it is today. So thank you.
Well, I can't do it without my wife. My wife's the one who helps me and encourages me and
Gives up her space.
gives me my space and all that. So, and it really helps. It really helps all that she does. And I talk about her a lot in my men's one, which make sure you listen to those. They're worth it.
I'm
and
sure
that's one of the things he does. He listens to the podcast, and I'm like,
He keeps saying I listen to the podcast.
I work and all that.
Oh,
I'm
I thought you meant I'm like, what are you talking about?
I said some stuff, so you haven't seen some of the ones we've done. So I'm curious to see when you come back because I threw some Easter eggs in there, so you could kind of like, hey, wait a minute, you said this, and I'm like, I'm waiting for him to come back.
That's
Easter eggs.
That's the mystery. You don't know if I did or didn't.
Ooh,
No, you would have told me. You would have told me. You would have told me. These are good.
Like I said, it's
These
a
are
mystery.
good. What, are you baiting her?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
What are these papers? Why am I getting
He wants
served?
me to
Oh, why am I getting served? Sandra, why are you serving me these papers? It's cheaper.
It's cheaper.
Yeah. No, but
Anyway, but so and
Trust
in
me.
a positive note, yes. If you have anything that you want to let us know, you have the email, and please, you can like, subscribe, leave a comment. We would really appreciate it. Again, this is our entertainment. We hope we're entertaining you a little bit. And yes, whatever you have to say, we want to hear.
yay.
All right. Anything else?
All right.
All right. Till next time. Thank you, my wife Dora, for being here and coming to my home and
Coming into our home.
being
Thank you
part
for
of our
letting me.
guest.
Thank you for letting me be the. What is it called? The master of ceremony, the host.
Yeah, yep.
Sandra, the co-host. Thank you
Yes,
again.
Thank you.
Darwin,
One of the faves.
Yes, fantastic.
the one who's been here the most.
Yes.
9 episodes. This is number 10.
10.
10 episodes now.
And he's
Very
waiting
good.
for little who?
Little Caesars, come on.
Little
Guys, let's
Caesars.
go. Let's go.
All right. Till next time.
Bye.
Bye.